Hey guys, the sectional balance here. We got another one for you. Let's get right into it. UFC Vegas 103 should be a good card. Starting off, we have Montana De La Rosa versus Luana Carolina. Um, Luana Carolina, it's hard to pick against her in this spot. Montana De La Rosa, she does have the wrestling advantage, but I think that's all she has. The striking advantage, Carolina. Excuse me. The striking advantage, Carolina. The confidence level, Carolina. The momentum level, Carolina. Oh, yeah, I definitely think Carolina's coming in with the momentum, facing three different grapplers. Um, I think Montana De La Rosa is now going to be the fourth grappler that Carolina topples. I think Montana De La Rosa is definitely good, but lacks, she lacks, I would say, dominant control. Um, I, I, I don't know. I would say Carolina can give up control, but I don't know. She looked better as of late, scrambling and getting her back to the cage. She's done some good work as of late. Honestly, I think Luana Carolina has what it takes to win this fight. So I'm gonna be taking her here. It's not a confident prediction, but I lean Carolina here. I know a lot of people are on the De La Rosa by decision train. Um, I can understand why people are doing that. It's a pretty popular pick. It's Montana's main path to victory. I don't know the odds on it, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty good. So yeah, guys. Honestly, I'm not playing this fight at all. Women's MMA pass, but uh, if I had to gun to my head to pick a side, I would definitely have to go with Carolina. She's just been more reliable, 3 fight winning streak. She only really loses to strikers. Montana De La Rosa is a grappler, so I'm gonna go with Carolina here. Moving on, we have Charles Energy Johnson taking on Ramazan Tamirov. Um, Interesting fight. Tamirov is actually very good, very dangerous. Not someone you want to get backed up against a cage and caught with your chin up. I think Tamirov can find the chin of Johnson. I think in the round one it's going to get very dangerous, very hairy for Johnson. Um, I just think Johnson is going to be too much for him on the feet. So as the fight goes on, I think round two and three Johnson's going to cook. Um, I think all comes down to who wins round two. I'm gonna pass on this fight from a live perspective, just in case Tamirov wins the first few rounds, because then we're gonna have to rely on him getting killed in the third. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Charles Energy Johnson here. I'm gonna bank on him having a good, um, you know, second round and third, surviving the storm in the first. Maybe Johnson gets put away early, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the tough, durable, um, experience, uh, cardio freak that is Charles Energy Johnson. I think Tamirov, if you look at his record, he hasn't really fought anybody. Yeah, he has 8-2 record, really good record. But look who he's fought. CJ Vergara. Some Takai Soya from Ryzen, Yuta Haramoto. These are random guys. I am not aware of either of them, so it can't be that great. Yeah, he doesn't have the greatest of records. Whereas Energy, although he has some also questionable losses, he's on a 4 fight winning streak, all from last year. One of my fighters of the year last year. I think Charles Johnson has what it takes to get this one done later in the rounds. I'm gonna go with Charles Johnson by rounds 2, 3 TKO. Definitely could see a later stoppage for Charles. But we'll see. Tamirov is very dangerous early, and I, I don't think we've seen him get put away too many times. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Johnson here by round three TKO or decision. Moving on, we have Andrea Lee taking on JJ Aldrich. Another fight where people have a lot of opinions about it, but honestly, I could care less. JJ Aldrich, I think, wins the fight. Andrea Lee is 13-10, awful record to be in the UFC with that record. Um, yeah, she is experienced, I'll give her that, but she's on a 5 fight losing streak. She has not won a fight since 2021. Absolutely horrendous. Her last win was against Cynthia Calvillo, who I believe is not even in the UFC currently. JJ Aldrich, on the other hand, has been on an actual winning streak. I'm pretty sure. Uh, Andre Andre Lee is a mess doing OnlyFans. JJ Aldridge, although she lost a close match to Veronica Hardy, she did get a win over Montana De La Rosa, Na Liang. I think these are good wins or decent wins at least. Coming off a finish over Na Liang. She has a few losses. Don't get me wrong, Lipsky, Blanchfield, but I feel like Lipsky is a bit too big for her. And Blanchfield, she was doing good until she got caught. So yeah, I'm gonna go with JJ Aldridge here. She's not on a 5 fight losing streak. Her last loss was, although last year it wasn't that bad. Veronica Hardy definitely is no slouch. She's a hybrid, so it's a tricky puzzle to solve when you're just a top heavy wrestler. JJ Aldridge is not the greatest. Don't get me wrong. I don't think she should be a heavy favorite. Andrea Lee is still there. Still a corpse. She is not gonna go away. Um, she isn't good though. I expect her to lose a decision here. So yeah, JJ Aldridge by decision is my prediction. Moving on, we have Lucas Almeida versus Danny Silva. Danny Silva. He's probably one of the most gifted boxers in the division. I'd say he's got some seriously good hands. The problem with Danny Silva is he's a bit hittable, and he's made it too close for my liking in some of these fights. With Josh Kulabau, um, he beat Angel Pacheco, but he had a war with him. Um, He's got KO power, don't get me wrong. The Kenan Kawhi loss is not a great loss in hindsight. Like he has shown weakness in the past, and I do think he can be beaten. I just don't know if this is a matchup. He's facing a fellow striker and Lucas Almeida. Almeida is 34 years old, fighting out of the Fighting Nerds. I believe the Fighting Nerds. He has a win over Timmy Kwamba, which is a pretty good win. He came off that win last year. I feel like this is a pretty even fight. Pretty close competitive battle. Gonna like I said, play out on the feet. Every time Lucas faces a grappler, they're getting TKO by Feely. He loses. Um, I think Danny Silva has better hands than Feely. Um, I gotta go with Danny Silva here, but I would not be surprised to see Lucas Almeida find the chin and make this a competitive fight. I'm gonna go with Danny Silva though. He seems of the more clean of the two. I think Lucas Almeida he's okay. He's nothing really special. Like he has a win over Mike Trizano. Um, yeah, Timmy Kwamba. Those are two of his only really good wins. So I don't really know what to make too much out of Lucas Alexander. Danny Silva as well. They're both kind of wild cards. We'll see what we get when the fight to fight finally comes. I think this is going to be a war. That's for sure. And I'm going to lean Danny Silva in this war. Yeah. Moving on, we have Douglas Silva de Andrade versus John Sexy Mexi Castaneda. I gotta go with John Castaneda here. Honestly, this is a fight I have no interest in betting. Castaneda is a few years his younger, um, his junior, 33 years old, fighting with Greg Nelson. He lost his last fight to Daniel Marcos in a not a close fight, but a fight he was competitive in. He has some decent wins over Muay Gaffarov, Kang Ho Kang. The thing about John Castaneda is he does not do well with being the nail, and I don't know. Like he's a jack of all trades, but he's not great at anything. I think Castaneda. I think Castaneda is probably going to win this fight by decision, but I would not be surprised to see someone getting TKO'd in this fight. Just because I see this fight playing mostly out on the feet, and Castaneda can be dangerous, and so can Douglas Silva de Andrade. Yeah, I honestly have no strong opinion on this fight. I know the odds are really swung in the Castaneda favor, and I understand why. I just wouldn't personally bet him at these odds, and I wouldn't bet Douglas Silva de Andrade at these odds either. He is, although he is 29-6, he is also 39 years old, and at 135, that is no bueno, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna go John Castaneda as my pick, but it's honestly it could go to Douglas's way. This is a close fight. Yeah, moving on. We have Ricardo Ramos versus Shepe Mariscal. Um, yeah, I gotta go with Shepe here. Odds are wide, but I'm gonna still go with Shepe. He just has the tools to win this fight. I feel like if Ramos does not get a KO, um, Shepe's gonna drown him. I think he's gonna get around 2 or 3 TKO. Shepe came close in his recent fights. Um, I think he could have got Damon Jackson out of there. Um, Definitely a fight that was finishable. Uh, he had a close fight with Morgan Charrier, arguably lost that one. Jack Jenkins, that was a fluke win. Trevor Peek, that was a war. So these are the fights that kind of worry me. He does get caught in the pocket a little too much. He's been TKO'd before by Brito, by Steve Garcia. I'm pretty sure Soriano clipped him. People can't hurt this guy. The problem is he's a dog, and he's gonna stay on you. He's gonna be relentless. He's a hybrid. He's gonna mix in the takedowns. His elbow, his top game, ground and pound, submission threats. It's a real thing. Um, yeah, I think Happy Mariscal is a total package. I just worry about his chin here. So if anything, I would like a Ricardo Ramos by TKO. That's probably the prop I would look for in this spot. We'll see what price we can get here. Um, but yeah, let's see what we can get, boys and girls. We'll know by tomorrow. Moving now, one more thing. Shepe Mariscal. I think Shepe Mariscal is going to win this fight, like I said, by rounds 2 or 3 TKO. But I think what he's gonna have to do is he's really gonna have to make this fight ugly and avoid the spinny elbows and all that good stuff, and take the back when needed. Uh, look for damage rather than control. I think Shepe is really good at finding the big shots, and I think he'll be able to potentially get a later round TKO if he does. But yeah, moving on, we have Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. Pinto. It's hard to really get behind Austin Lane. Like he honestly isn't a bad guy at all. The problem with Austin Lane is he's just not good and his chin is awful. Mario Pinto, on the other hand, he's a very, very dangerous guy. He's from Portugal. He's gonna come in with heavy hands, piss and vinegar. The guy is just coming in to hurt you. Um, Decent win over Camacho and Arez. Sahik, he has some decent wins. Don't get me wrong. Moreno Kakapor, he has some decent wins. I'm not gonna sit there and act like he doesn't. Joffy Hulton, the goat, he has some decent wins. I haven't seen enough from him to think that he's a legit prospect. How's his grappling? I don't. I think it's good enough. He's athletic enough to beat someone as low level as Austin Lane. But we'll see. Dana White Contender Series has very, very much so disappointed me in the past. So I'm gonna go with Mario Pinto here, but at this price, it's definitely a no go. People are saying to parlay him. I would not even do that. I think Dana White Contender Series chalk and a heavyweight is a no go. Although Austin Lane, like I said, is not great, he at least has UFC experience, and that's more than I could say about Mr. Pinto. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pinto here by TKO, but the odds are a little wide, so I wouldn't touch the spot. Moving on, we got Danny Barlow versus Sam Patterson. Honestly, I gotta go with Danny Barlow here. Sam Patterson's an absolute G. He is really good at jiu-jitsu. He's a long rangey striker. He's not his chin is not that great. At this weight class, we haven't really succeeded to get tested yet. He's had pretty easy success with his grappling, and we all know what I said last week. Black guys just don't do jiu-jitsu, and I do think this is another case here where Danny Barlow could get subbed here. Danny Barlow by sub, or getting caught by sub, sorry. I think the rear naked choke that Patterson is known for could definitely be utilized here with Barlow's long neck. I think Patterson is probably going to die though via TKO. I don't like this fight for him. I think Barlow's a very dangerous man on the feet. He fought with a broken arm against Vertenikov and went to a split decision with him. I think he's shown that he can be a dangerous striker even with an injury. So I'm gonna go with Barlow here. I think he is a dog, and if he gets submitted, it's just another sign that black guys truly do not know jiu-jitsu. It is sad, but it is very true. I'm gonna go with Danny Barlow though. I'm gonna go with him by round 1 or 2 TKO, and I would not be surprised to see um, Sam Patterson find a submission though. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Danny Barlow is gonna be too technical. He's too sharp. He's gonna be too fast. He's gonna hit too hard. And if he touches Sam Patterson on the chin, one good connection, I think that'll be it. But we'll see how the fight plays out. Moving on, we have William Gomez taking on Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil versus William Gomez. William Gomez honestly is the ultimate weasel. Like if you look at this guy's record, he just tries to skate by wins. He doesn't look to finish really. Like if you look through his UFC career, like he has some finishes in UAE and eras, but when he got to the UFC, split decision, Francis Marshall almost got submitted in the third. Yanis Jamori got a finish there, good for him. Jamori's a bum. Joannison Brito, split decision. I thought he lost that fight. Jarno Aarons, he won a majority decision. The guy's just a decision merchant. He's a point spar merchant. The thing with Gomez that really drives people crazy is he just does everything but fight. He stays on the outside and he lands his pointy kicks, his straight shots. He's just not very exciting to watch, but he's effective, and he's fighting someone in Hyder Mill who's just a hurricane. And what his nickname says, he's just gonna come forward, land big bombs, and I think that could be enough here against someone like William Gomez. I don't know though. Right now, I'm leaning the Gomez side just because I don't think Emil's a little too he doesn't move laterally well and he's a little too stagnant. I think he can get hit very well, hit a lot, and I think he can lose a decision here or even get KO'd. So Personally, I'm just gonna pass on this, but I think Gomez is gonna take it. I really hope Emil can find the chin. That would be very, very funny. But honestly, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Gomez is, experienced now, and I think he's gonna be very calm, patient, and he's gonna pick his shots well. Moving on, we have Nasrat Haqparast taking on Esteban Ribovics. I gotta go with Esteban Ribovics. At this price, I will not touch this fight. I think Nasrat Haqparast has definitely got a better chance than what the odds makers are saying. But Esteban Ribovics is very, very dangerous right now. He can KO people. Nasrat's been KO'd before. I think people are just buying into the hype of Nasrat as of late. We're training with Faraz. He's looked like a great version of himself. The only difference is the only thing that has stayed the same is his willingness to separate himself, and he's still pretty mid. At the end of the day, like a split decision with Jared Gordon isn't a great look. You got a K over Chinny Malarkey, good for you. Landon Quinones, nothing great there. John McDessie, whatever. He lost to King Green. He lost to Dan Hooker. So it's like he can be outstruck. And that's what I think is going to happen here. I think he's just going to get outstruck against Esteban Ribovics. He's facing a much better striker, in my opinion. Someone who's very, very dangerous. Ribovics, I worry about him following Nasrat and getting, bull matadored. But I think Ribovics will be balanced enough to land the big shots and cut him off. And I think Ribovic should be fine here. This is a fight that I'm not too confident in, but I think Ribovic should get it done. This is a really, really good fight. Um, Only one of the few fights that I actually understand why it's on the main card. But yeah, moving on. The co-main event, we have Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. So let's start off by saying, why is this a co-main event? Cody Brundage is 10-6. Julian Marquez is 9-5. Marquez is like both these guys ought to be cut. Cody Brundage is the ultimate quitter. He will quit to the slightest sign of adversity. Julian Marquez is the opposite. He is a dog, but he is absolutely awful. Cody Brundage at least has talent. He can wrestle. His KO power, explosivity. Julian Marquez is like I don't even know how to explain him. He's like a Neanderthal. Um, I gotta go with Cody Brundage. I'm gonna go with Cody Brundage here, but honestly, I could see Julian Marquez dogging out Cody Brundage for the last 2 rounds. So yeah, I'm gonna go Cody Brundage here. Cody Brundage round one TKO is always live. But this is a fight I want nothing to do with betting wise. Two guys that are not to be trusted in 2025 betting wise. And Julian Marquez is as a favorite. What could go wrong? I honestly, and betting Cody Brundage as a value spot, what could go wrong? It's just like a lose lose situation, guys. Which pile of shit are you banking on more? Like it's honestly at the end of the day a waste of money. But especially at these odds now, they're basically pick'em odds where they should be. Yeah, I gotta go with Cody Brundage, but I'm not confident whatsoever, and he could easily get broken in the later rounds. But yeah, um, yeah, not much else to say about this fight, honestly. I'm rooting for Brundage. Moving on, we have Manel Cape versus Asu Almabayev. So Asu Almabayev, he is an absolute savage. He's 21-2. He is faced good guys. Um, Not to the level of Manel Cap, but he's faced some good guys. He's beat guys like Nicolaus, he's beat CJ Vergara, Jose Johnson, Ode Osborne. But at the end of the day, none of those guys are Manel Cape. Manel Cape has phenomenal striking. He's looked like a new version of himself at Extreme Couture. He stuffed Almakayev's takedown. Would have won the fight if he didn't break his toe. Absolutely dismantled Felipe dos Santos. Uh, he beat David Dvorak. TKO'd Zumagulov. TKO'd Ode Osborne. Only losses are to the champion, Nick Kalau by split, who arguably won that fight. Beat Kaya Sakura by finish. The guy's an absolute savage. Um, Cap's just a monster. I don't think this guy's gonna be losing anytime soon. I think Cap wins this fight by. I think he wins this fight by TKO or decision. He's absolutely like on his way to be proven to be the best flyweight in the world. I know he has some losses, but so did Marab. I think Manel Kape is so talented. His takedown defense is so good. I think he has shown over the past few fights drastic improvement. I think Manel Kape wins this fight pretty confidently. But yeah, guys, that's my most confident pick. Or sorry, those are my picks. Let me give you guys my most confident picks, and we'll get you guys right out of here. Number one, my most confident pick would be Manel or Pinto. Number two would be Manel Cap. Number three would be Mariscal. Number four would be Barlow, and number five would be Ribovics. Alrighty, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll catch you later. Peace.